So, what are the themes that are emerging as potential gaps in risk management? Cybersecurity. We do see more and more in the way of cyber attacks, data breaches. You see that in the media from time to time. They are getting smarter all the time. And with so many businesses now having people working from home, working remotely in different ways, bring your own device, you name it, really getting a grip on cybersecurity and understanding what that risk is also expected to be on the agenda in 2025. Geopolitics, that remains quite high, and certainly for organizations who work cross border, which is more and more these days. And then I would also talk about workforce. So there's a couple of areas which I think are interesting. So first, at the higher level, workforce dynamics have changed since the pandemic. Much more remote working. There's still the gig economy going on, and that means that the way that people manage and are managed is changing, and ensuring that you have business continuity through your resourcing of people is a topic for a lot of organizations, I believe. Next to that, if you want to zoom in to finance specifically, certainly in Europe there remains a very tight market for finance resources. It remains hard to get a hold of people, and there's a few drivers for that. So one of them is ESG. There is absolutely demand out there for ESG controllers, ESG reporting analysts, but there simply aren't the people out there. So we have a big gap in the market there. And it's not just a gap in terms of the number of people, but it's also a gap in terms of talent. We don't have people with the right skills. So even organizations who feel they're fully resourced, they may still have a capability gap when it comes to ESG. Many markets are also suffering from the remote working. So the flexibility that people now have means that in some organizations you're actually tapping into global resources. Finance professionals have more choice and more opportunity, and that means sometimes that retention is a challenge, but it also means that attracting people, especially if you are in the markets which perhaps pay slightly less than some other markets, you may find it even more challenging. But I know in markets where I'm most active, which is the Netherlands and the UK, are still ongoing challenges in recruiting people into finance.